3 started out with another long drive. With us tent camping, we had to be mindful of the weather. We had to keep our eye out to see where the rain was going to be and where it wouldn't be as we explored Newfoundland. So we had decided to take the long drive all the way over to St. John, which was on our planned route anyway, where we were going to participate in a Screeched in. With us starting in St. John, that allowed us to have a whole week to explore the island in reverse as we made our way back to the ferry port. I should mention here that it does end up raining on us several times while we are tent camping. One night, the tent actually leaked and we woke up in a puddle of water. We got a tarp, we made do, it was fine, but this is going to be the reason why we upgrade our Jeep. When we arrived to the campground in St. John, we were turned away due to tent camping. They had just made a new rule about tent camping to help keep out the homeless population, so we found a provincial park outside of the city limits that we absolutely loved. So we're here at Butterpot. We do not have a campsite for tonight, but they gave us a list. So we're going to look at this list, drive around, and find us a good campsite. We're back. We like number 13. Yes. So we are site 13 tonight here at Butterpot Provincial Park in Canada. Site 13, that's home tonight. We are going to put our tent up super fast and then go get Screeched in. We are here in St. John. It just looks like a big city. This is where Anthony Bourdain got his Newfoundland status.
So Lukey is about to get
Screeched in. I'm going to be a Newfoundlander. Johnny is not. So our children might be half Newfoundlandan and half American.
Screeched in is a Newfoundland ceremony that welcomes non-Newfoundlanders into the community. The ceremony involves eating something from Newfoundland, drinking something from Newfoundland, kissing a cod, and saying a short saying. We chose Christians, and Skipper Lukey was not only informative, he was also very entertaining.
Free as a wind and the waves wash the sands. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland.
Let's bring the royal order of Screeches to order. I understand we got a bunch that want to get Screeched in here today, hopefully becoming very proper honorary Newfoundlanders. The idea of the ceremony is to teach you a little bit about Newfoundland. When all is said and done, you're going to be called honorary Newfoundlanders. I have paperwork done up for you all. Do not lose the paperwork once you receive it, as you can get into more places with this than most passports these days. And it's pronounced Newfoundland. Not Newfoundland or Newfoundland. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province in Confederation, and the only rock that you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey, and our percent of the original settlement here in Newfoundland came from the provinces of Ireland and 3 shires in England. We managed to adopt a lot of their culture, history, traits, and a lot of their linguistics, but we actually managed to come up with our own language here. We call it Newfoundlandese. Now, the first 3 words that I want to introduce you to is what I call Prague. Puttock and glutch. Prague is a Newfoundland word for food. It's for your puttock, your stomach, and you're going to glutch it back. It means that you're going to eat it. This evening, your Prague is what I call Newfoundland steak. It's actually maple-leaf bologna from the The reason why we call it Newfoundland steak is years upon years ago, the kid that would have this on their sandwich growing up would be a rich kid. The kid that had lobster growing up would be considered a poor kid, and that kid would be so poor that if he didn't wake up on Christmas morning with a heart on, he had nothing to play with. I cooked this with love. I used Screeched. I burned off all the alcohol. I added Cajun seasoning. I deglazed the pan with a bit of port, and then I finished it off with a touch of saffron. Now, who puts saffron on a bologna? In Italy, they would call this mortadella. In Germany, they would call it Fleischwurst or livercase. In the U.S. and in England, they call it spam. But in Newfoundland, we call it steak. In the morning, we would have that for breakfast with eggs and toast and hash browns. In the afternoon, we'd slice it half as thin as that, put it on a sandwich with some cheese, mayonnaise, and mustard. So, Vicky, you said?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And Josh back there, right?
Yep.
Good.
Thank you, sir. No, I don't. Yeah.
Any good or what?
Good shit.
That's really good.
There we go.
And I don't like bologna.
Manny? You're an explorer. We know him as John Cabot because the English paid for his travels. And that's how the English wanted his name to sound. In 1497, John Cabot sails the Atlantic on his boat to Matthew, all the way from Bristol, England to Bonavista Bay, Newfoundland. And when he arrives here, he sees lots of activity in our water. He doesn't know what's going on, but he drops a bucket down to fill it up with water. And when he comes up to the top of the boat, it was filled to the rim with codfish. Word to get how fast, how plentiful the fish were in our waters, that they traveled from all over to settle here and to catch the fish and salt the fish and to trade the fish all around the world as a means of survival. And one place in particular that we traded with was with Jamaica. Because in Jamaica they make rum. We loved it so much we'd actually get it on that wharf and kiss that fish goodbye knowing it was coming back to us in the way of rum. So in keeping with that time and honor tradition, I have a little buddy for you to meet. Hey! This is a real Newfoundland codfish. Now given the chance, this fish could have grown to the height of 6 feet tall and weighed as much as 250 pounds. This fish will not grow any more than this because it's dead. I need you all to pucker up and give this fish just a little bit. Screeched got its name down on the south coast of our province for one night. We were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain. He drank the shot. He yelled at a great big yell. The sergeant came on running into the room and said, "Who yelled out to God awful Screeched?" And there was a Newfoundlander sitting at the bar that said, "Screeched, but 'tis the road, me son," and that's how Screeched got its name. So I never got you to sign any waiver form, so for heaven's sakes, don't get any of this on your skin. Some of you may or may not have known, but it's been almost 7 years now that I had the honor of meeting and screeching in here a gentleman by the name of Anthony Bourdain. Wow. He walked through these doors in his final season of Parts Unknown, and for an entire week before he broadcast the episode on CNN, he put me in front of a viewing audience of approximately 120 million people and kind of changed things very quickly for me. I never got an opportunity to thank him for what he did for me and my family and my business or my staff or my city. It was literally 3 weeks after he aired the episode that he was gone forever. I did have an opportunity that evening to sit down next to him for a couple hours and have a few pints of beer and get to know him. And just in case anybody may have known who that was through his shows or his books, I wanted to let them know that he really was the same person in person as who he was on television. He was jovial and articulate and intelligent. And it's an incredible experience when you get to hang out with your idol for a few hours and then have them meet up to huge expectations. I have absolutely no idea why he would take away what I thought was an amazing, beautiful, perfect life. I don't think anybody in the world knows the answer to that question either. But what it does go to show is that you never know what may be going on sometimes in other people's heads and the demons that they may be facing and fighting every day. So always remember to be kind. I'd like to dedicate my toast to him and say, here is to health and your company, and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry all that of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, bad thoughts to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Up to the lips, over to gums, look how gullet, here it comes. Clutch it. Cheers. Cheers.
To parts unknown.
Before I let you go, I have to teach you a small little phrase. Now, to give you an idea of our dialects here in Newfoundland, the shortest conversation that you're ever going to hear between two Newfoundlanders goes like this. Aaron Smart. This is a full conversation. I'm going to try to teach you something a little bit easier, something you can actually use while you're here in Newfoundland, and that's a-by. In Newfoundland, this means I agree. It's harder to say than what you think. It's not a boy, it's not I boy, it's not I by, it's a-by. I want everybody to say a-by at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. A-by. We have that, we're going to go along to a graduate level for you all to say deed-I is at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Deed-I is.
Next part of the phrase is me old cock. No, cock is a short one.
Meal.
It's not grade 6 health line. Last part of the phrase is along may your big jib dry. You see, the jib's for sailing the schooner, so as long as it's dry and wind, you're doing good. It's a wish for good luck. Just follow my lead, okay? Deed-I is.
Deed-I is.
Me old cock.
Me old cock.
And long may your big jib draw.
And long may your big jib draw.
Power vested in me, I now declare you all honorary. Hey boy, I have all your certificates here.
And with that, I am an honorary Newfoundlander, ready to explore the beautiful island. I have to say, a few times we met people, and when they found out I got screeched in, they gave me a fist bump. Okay, so that is our first full day here in Newfoundland. I am now an honorary member. We've had some delicious food, and now we are headed back to our campsite to get some rest. It has been a long 2 or 3 days of travel, driving, but it has been super cool.
We're ready for it to slow down a little.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take it easy in the morning, rest a little bit. This rain, just hope this rain stays out of the way. Anyway, the end of our day. Let's go to bed.